सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीं अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। हेमलता अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
किं तद्ब्रह्म किमध्यात्मम्
किं तद्ब्रह्म किमध्यात्मम्
किं कर्म पुरुषोत्तम
किं कर्म पुरुषोत्तम
अधिभूतं च किं प्रोक्तम्
अधिभूतं च किं प्रोक्तम्
अधिदैवं किमुच्यते
अधिदैवं किमुच्यते
अधियज्ञः कथं कोत्र
अधियज्ञः कथं कोत्र
देहेऽस्मिन् मधुसूदन
देहेऽस्मिन् मधुसूदनः सूदन
प्रयाणकाले च कथम्
प्रयाणकाले च कथं
ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः
ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
अक्षरं ब्रह्म परमम्
अक्षरं ब्रह्म परमं
स्वभावोऽध्यात्ममुच्यते
स्वभावोऽध्यात्ममुच्यते
भूतभावोद्भवकरः
भूतभावोद्भवकरः
विसर्गः कर्म संज्ञितः
विसर्गः कर्म संगितः
अधिभूतं क्षरो भावः
अधिभूतं क्षरो भावः
पुरुषश्चादिदैवतम्
पुरुषश्चादिदैवतम्
अधियज्ञोऽहमेवात्र
अधियज्ञोऽहमेवात्र
देहे देहभृतां वर।
देहे देहभृतां वर।
Once again, अधिभूतं क्षरो भावः
अधिभूतं क्षरो भावः
पुरुषश्चाधिदैवतम्
पुरुषश्चादिदैवतम्
अधियज्ञोऽहमेवात्र
अधियज्ञोऽहमेवात्र
देहे देहभृतां वर।
देहे देहभृतां वर।
So we have started chapter 8, and it started with Arjuna's questions, the 7 questions, which again was triggered by Krishna's own introduction of these words: Brahma, Adhyatmam, Karma, Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam, Adhiyajnaha, and then Prayana Kalam, Antakala. How am I to remember Bhagavan in my last days? These are the 7 questions. So we saw shloka number 3, Brahma was described as Aksharam, Paramam Aksharam, the limitless, imperishable, which is attributeless. And it has to be attributeless, because the minute you say attribute, then it is going to be finite. Therefore, that Paramam Aksharam is Brahma. And then Swabhavaha Adhyatma Uchyate. So that Jiva Bhutaha, that Brahma which is as though located in this body, that Atma, that Jivatma is Adhyatmam. Then Bhuta Bhava Udbhava Karaha Visargaha Karma Sanyitaha. We saw that also. Karma is defined as that which is the cause of this creation. Karma is the cause of this creation. No, I thought God created this world. I think God will not agree with that statement. I have a feeling God will not agree with that statement. If you tell him you created this world, and here he is saying karma created this world. And whose karma it is? It is a karma of people who can do karma. Only people who can, only beings who can do karma can do karma. And so plants are excluded from that, animals are excluded from that. Only self-conscious beings, like human beings. Okay, there may be other beings, there may be different words for those beings in other worlds, we don't know. But we know what it means to be self-conscious. We know what it means to have kartrutvam, agency. That's it. Shastra is only interested in that. We can't say, what about other beings somewhere else, living somewhere else, whom we don't know? What about moksha for them, etc.? If you say, they have kartrutvam, are they living beings? Yes, they are living beings. Do they have kartrutvam? Yes. Then they are going to have all the problems that you and I have. That's it. So they are not interested in whether they have 2 hands, 3 hands, 4 hands. All these things are just not a topic of discussion in Vedanta. Okay. So that is karma. Now, shloka number 4 that we have to do. Adhibhutam ksharo bhavaha. So that word adhibhutam is described here or defined here. And then adhidaivatam also is defined. And then adhiyajnaha also. So 3 more words are defined. So we're going to spend some time understanding these words. Okay. Ksharaha bhavaha. Previously, Brahma was said Akshara. Here, Ksharaha, Adhibhutam is whose nature, bhavaha, is Ksharam. Ksharam. Ksharam means of the nature of declining, of the nature of change. Vyayam. Vyeti iti vyayaha. Ksharati iti ksharaha. And so that which declines, that which changes, that which is born. Okay. And that which is born means what? Bhashikara uses that word. He says, Yatkinchit janimat vastu, he says. Janimat. Yeah, it's not difficult for all of you to understand. I'm purposely introducing these words so that you can get exposed to this Sanskrit also. And of course, Bhashikara, what is Bhashikara saying? That also. And Buddhimat, Buddhiman, you've heard the word Buddhiman. Everybody knows the word Buddhiman. What is Buddhiman? Buddhiman is masculine gender, Ekavachanam. And what is the feminine gender of that? Buddhimati. Correct? Buddhimati. What is the neuter gender? Buddhimat. Okay, Buddhimat. So Buddhiman, Buddhimati, Buddhimat. But the Pratipadikam of this, Pratipadikam means the root word is Buddhimat. Root word is Buddhimat. And then it becomes Buddhiman, etc. in different genders. So Buddhimat means what? One who has Buddhi is called Buddhimat. Correct? One who has Buddhi, Buddhimat. Just like Gunavat. There it is Vat. Here it is Mat. Both have the same meaning. One who possesses something, that suffix gets added, vat or mat. Vatup, it's called, or matup, to get more technical. But it's okay. You all need to get used to it. If we don't know all these things, who's going to study all this, right? So you are available for me, so I can dump all this thought, all these things on you, with hopefully without boring you too much. Okay, but there are some Sanskrit students, so I can have the right to say these things. Okay, so mat, vat, these are all suffixes which mean that which has something. Buddhi, buddhimat, gunavat. Okay, buddhimat. So buddhimat means one who has buddhi. To become buddhiman, buddhimati, etc. Okay. Therefore, here Bhashikara is saying janimat. Janimat. One who has jani is called janimat. One who has janma bhavaha. One who can be born is called janimat. Anything that can be born is called janimat. Which means essentially the entire universe. Entire universe, everything which is born, everything has a date of birth. They do carbon dating also they do. And then they can find out exactly when, what, when did the skeleton, how old is the skeleton? How old is that recently I saw one particular Vigraham, one idol, brass idol was there. They said it is 25,000 years old. So just mind-boggling all these things. So everything can be dated. So therefore, Janimati Shankaracharya says. And so anything that declines, which means anything that has birth, all are identical. Correct? Okay. Adibhutam Ksharo Bhavaha. Adibhutam has been defined. Now, Adhidaivatam. What is Adhidaivatam? Purushascha Adhidaivatam. And Purushaha. Adhidaivatam is Purushaha. Purusha. I thought Krishna is going to explain the word Adhidaivatam. Now he is introducing a word called Purusha. And this is like a, Hanuman style, this going on and on. Okay. So it's like somebody asking a question, and then you ask a question, you get an answer back, which is also a question. So Purushaha we have to understand. So Purau Ushati iti Purushaha. One who lives in this city is called Purusha. What city is that? The city called this body. There's a wonderful city that we've all visited. Long before we visited other cities, we visited a city called this body. And we continue to live in this city. And that city called Puri, it's called Puri. And that Purau means in that city, Puri. That's why we got all this, Pur and Kanpur, Nagpur, all these things are there. That Puraha, Sanskrit word Puri. And Pura Ushati, one who indwells in this city is called Purusha. Okay, that is one meaning. And then Puri Shayanat, that is Puri Shayanat. Also, Pura Ushati, Puri Shayanat means one who is sleeping in this city. Like that also they define. Okay, and then Sarvam Purayati Yaha iti Purushaha. One who fills up everything is called Purusha. जो सबको पूर्ण करता है वो पुरुष है. Okay, Hindi में व्युत्पत्ति. Okay, so that one who fills up everything. Sarvam Purayati Yaha. That also is Purusha. So all these meanings are given, and so now we have to further understand this. It appears like Atma, pure Satchidananda Atma, because Atma also fills up everything else. So in some context that is correct. Purushanna param kinchit sa kashta sa paragatihi Katopanishad. So there it is Nirgunam Brahma. But here Brahma has already been told. Therefore this Adhidaivatam is being described as Purusha. Therefore Adhidaivatam cannot be equal to Brahma. Correct? It has to be something different than Brahma. And so here Bhashikara says Hiranya Garbhaha. I'm trying to understand Adhidaivatam, and then the word Purusha is used, and Shankaracharya is saying Hiranya Garbhaha. So this word also we need to get used to. Okay, we need to get used to, because in Vedanta they keep coming. And I'm going to explain to you a way to understand Hiranyagarbha. Very easy, actually. Okay. So here's the thing. Mind. Look at the mind. The mind is a subtle, sukshma, right? And so sukshma shariram we say. So sthula shariram is what? This physical body is sthula shariram. Then there is sukshma shariram. Everything else that is not gross. So kidney is gross. Body means, don't think just this outside, whatever is visible to us. All these kidneys and heart and appendix and this and that, everything is sthula sharira. Okay. Anything that you can see and you can draw is a sthula sharira. Then sukshma, that which makes, that which is subtle. You can't even point to the mind. You can point to the brain, but you can't point to the mind. Okay. And then hearing, all these things, indriyani, etc., subtle. Okay. The actual object, the eyeball is gross, but the eyesight is subtle. Okay. All these things we have studied. So now that sukshma shariram in one body, I can appreciate. Now, I can appreciate the sukshma shariram in other bodies also, because whatever is there in me, that is what is ticking in everybody else. That is why the cardiologist who got a degree in India can go to America and get a certificate and practice. What happened? This cardiology, Indian cardiology is different, and American heart is different. If you say, yeah, American heart is a little harsh sometimes, but that is okay. But the physical heart is the same. The two atriums are there, two ventricles are there, all these things, and the diseases that come also, this atrial fibrillation is the same in India and same in America also. So therefore, that knowledge is applicable everywhere. Why? Because the sukshma shariram is the same everywhere. Sthula shariram also same everywhere. So now focusing on sukshma shariram, now collect all the sukshma shariras. Imagine all the sukshma shariras in this universe, including the plants and animals, all living beings. That collective sukshma sharira is called Hiranyagarbha. Sigma of all sukshma shariras is Hiranyagarbha. Sigma, I used a term. I don't use technical terms in my class. The mathematical terms and all that. Sigma, I don't know how many of you would remember the word symbol sigma. So, some of you remember, I think. Good. So sigma, we used to write, sigma like this. Used to write. And that sigma sukshma shariram is equal to Hiranyagarbha. This is pakka definition. Pakka definition. Another way to understand it. Okay. What is the presiding deity, devata of the hearing? Shrotrasya digdevata. Haraprasad is scratching his head. That means what? Hey, we studied this in Tattvabodha, I remember. So I'm scratching my head. So if I think hard enough, I will get. That's what he's saying. So I'll make it easy. Shrotrasya digdevata. Okay, Shrotrasya digdevata. Tvacho.
Varuna?
No. Varuna is coming later. Tvacho vayuhu. Touch. That vayu is the devata of touch. And then Chakshushaha.
Surya.
Suryaha. Chakshushaha Suryaha. Rasanayaha.
Jala.
Varunaha. Granasya.
Dharati.
Prithvi.
Granasya Ashvinau.
Okay.
Ashvinau. Then Manasaha.
Manaso devata was
Chandra.
Chandramaha. Chandrama. We should remember this. In India, we should remember this. You go to any people who predict future and all that, they will tell you, yeah, there is some problem, this, that. You should invoke Chandra. Chandrana Parani. Chandrana vandu Ishta Devata Vichuko. And then they will give you all this moonstone and this and that. Gem. This is all connected. Gems and all these things are connected. Okay. So gemology and all they say. Okay. So I don't know much about it. Little bit here and there, I see all these things. So, Manaso Chandramaha Buddhehe
Brahma.
Buddhehe Brahma Ahankarasya
Rudra.
Ahankarasya Rudraha Chittasya
Vasudeva.
Chittasya Vasudevaha. These are all Ishta Devatas. Means these are all the Devatas that govern the functioning of these aspects of our life, our body. Now, what you do is this. They are Devatas. And those Devatas govern not just my body's stuff, but everybody's bodies, every Sukshma Shariram, all in the entire universe. Okay. Therefore, now you invite all these, just like you invite all your relatives, you have a function going on, and you invited all your relatives, some marriage, daughter's marriage is happening. And then after the function, you say, all my relatives came. Okay. So many people were there, uncles were there, aunts were there, nephews, nieces, grandparents, grandmothers, this and that, first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, everybody was there. And then you use only one word, my relatives came, relatives came. One word, relative, includes all these people. Like that, one day what you should do is invite all the Devatas, this Sukshma Sharira Devataha, starting from Dik Devata onwards, all the way down to Vasudevaha, invite all of them home. Keep all how many did we count? 5 plus 4, 9 we counted. Okay. So keep 9 chairs and invite them all. Keep this thing. Keep Chandrama, keep moon there and invite all of them. And then look at them like this. All Devatas are there. That is Hiranyagarbha. You can say I invited all Devatas, or you can say I invited Hiranyagarbha home. Like that it gets. This is the way to understand Hiranyagarbha. Okay. So that Hiranyagarbha is what Shankaracharya is saying as the meaning for Adidaivatam. Adidaivatam means Hiranyagarbha. Means what? Samashti Shukshma Sharira. Correct? Samashti means whole. Cosmic, macro. Okay, micro Sukshma Sharira is my body Sukshma Sharira. Macro is Hiranyagarbha. Got it? Pretty simple actually. Very, very fascinating. Very okay. So Samashti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani. That is how we studied in Tattva. Okay. So then you can ask, just by the way, what is the Samashti Sthula Sharira called as? Samashti Sukshma Sharira is called as Hiranyagarbha. What is Samashti Sthula Sharira called as?
Adibhutam.
Virat.
Virat. Technical word is Virat. Technical word is Virat. Okay. It appears like Adibhutam. Okay. But technical word is Virat. Hiranyagarbha, Virat. And then one more thing I'm going to add. What are the 3 shariras we studied in Tattva? Sthula Sharira,
Sukshma and Karana
Shariram,
Karana Sharira.
Karana Shariram also we studied. What is Karana Shariram? I understood Sthula Shariram. I understood Sukshma Shariram. What is Karana Shariram? Now, imagine going to sleep. Imagine going to sleep. So the body is resting. All the functions have stopped in the body. Almost all, not all. If all functions stop, that means that's over. Story is over. So almost all functions have stopped. Prana, there is respiration. Okay, circulation and all is there. Okay, all that is there. So that basic prana, we say prana is there. Prana is there. And let's say respiration is there. That's it. But the mental activity gone to 0. Sense organs not functioning. So really speaking, Sukshma Shariram, except for prana, it's all inactive. Mind is totally inactive. Dream, yeah, mind is active. But in dreamless sleep, Shushupti, mind also. Now, no thoughts are there, absolutely. When I wake up, what is the guarantee that I will get back all the thoughts? What is the guarantee that I will know who I am? What is the guarantee that I will recognize people around me? What is the guarantee that I'm going to recognize everything? What is the guarantee that my identity will come back to me? There's no thought, by the way. Thoughts have disappeared completely. Well, it will come back to me. The reason it comes back to me is because there is something called Karana Shariram. Karana Sharirathila ella adaki irukku. Everything is there like a seed in the Karana Sharira. So when I wake up, whatever I am comes back to me. This is our Rishi's theory. Okay, Karana Shariram is there. So therefore, Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram. Okay, Karana Shariram. This Karana Shariram, so Samashti Sthula Shariram is called Virat. Samashti, cosmic, macro, Sukshma Shariram is called Hiranyagarbha. Then Samashti Karana Shariram is called what? Okay, it's called Ishvaraha.
Okay.
Ishvaraha. Samashti Karana Shariram. Why is it called Ishvara? Because that is a seed. Consciousness plus Maya. Maya is potential universe. Remember, Maya Shakti. She is the Shakti because of which universe comes. Therefore, that seed, seed of the entire universe is called Ishvaraha. Samashti Karana Shariraha. Karana Shariram. Okay. Just make a note and then think about these things after the class. And and so so what did we say? We covered Adi Daivatam as the cosmic Shukshma Sharira. And then what I said, this cosmic Karana Shariram, Samashti Karana Shariram, the seed of the universe is called what? Adi Yajnaha. So Adibhutam now can be considered as Virat. Adi Daivam can be considered as Hiranyagarbha. Adi Yajnaha is Ishvaraha. Therefore, Krishna says, Adi Yajnohamevatra. Who is Adi Yajnaha? Ahameva. I alone am Adi Yajna, he says. I as in not Mr. Krishna, but Ishvaraha, Paramatma. Correct? Everybody okay with me so far? Good, good. So, and Bhashikara says, Sarva Yajnabhimani, like that he uses. That means the owner of all yajnas. Karma phala data. Yajna can be karma, right? Yajna is ritual, means karma. In Vedic language, they don't say action, they say yajna. Every action is yajna, period. There's no such thing as secular action and this action and all, not there. Yajna, period. What are you going to do today? What's your plan today? That's the meaning. I have to go here, I have to go there, etc. All these things, all yajna. Beautiful it is. So that yajna abhimani means one who gives the results of all my yajnas. Karma phala data. Correct? Karmadhyakshaha. Have you heard the word Karmadhyakshaha? So that Karmadhyaksha is this Adi Yajnaha and Karma Phala Data. And we also saw that in the we'll come to that in a bit. So that Karana Shariram has to be brought in. And so Maya Shakti plus Atma, consciousness, Brahma is this Adi Yajnaha. And so we have the symbolism in Puranas, Bhagavatam and all. You know, they have this, at the time of Pralayam, the entire universe is gone, disappeared. Nothing is visible. There's only one thing. What is that thing? You know, there is an ocean, and then there is a leaf of a banyan tree. Correct? Leaf of a banyan tree, which has a peculiar shape of a heart. It has the shape of a heart. Correct? Alamaram. Arasamaram. It has the shape of a heart. And then who is there on that leaf? Krishna is there. Bala Krishna is there floating on this leaf. Okay, that is the symbolism that says Ishvara. Everything pralaya is gone, Ishvara will be there. The seed is there. The seed is a result of the previous creation, and now the seed is there, and seed will become the cause of the next creation. And to show the cyclic nature, this Krishna is doing what? He is having his toe, he is biting his toe. Like children, they hold their leg and then they just bite the toe. They can just roll around like a ball. And then for them, sipping the hand is no different than sipping the toe of the leg also. So cyclic, that shows cyclic nature. Unbelievable it is. Really, these things. As kids and all, I've seen these pictures. And now when I study, I said, man, I'm going to go back to that. And this is so symbolic. Some companies have used that. I've seen it in some Gokul sandal, powder and all that. This face powder and all they wear. That Gokul, I think that Gokul is this. They used to use this symbol. But we need to find out why they chose this symbol. Okay, anyway. Adhiyajnaha ahameva atra. Ahameva, atra ko chodo, ahameva. I am this Adhiyajna. Ishvara is Adhiyajnaha. Samashti Karana Sharira. Okay, all these words I'm introducing, you can write it down and dwell over that. Okay, then in the 7th chapter, what did he ask? No, not 7th chapter. Shloka number 2. He asked, Katam Adhiyajnaha Katam Kaha Adhiyajnaha Kaha. Who is Adhiyajnaha? And then Atra Katam Dehe Ismin Madhusudana. How does, or where does, in this body, where does Adhiyajna reside? And Krishna pretty much says, what does he say? He says, Adhiyajnaha Ahameva Atra Dehe Asmi. Atra Deheva Asmi. Adhiyajnaha Atra Dehe Asmi. Hey, this Samashti cosmos, how can it be there in this body? Hey, Samashti, whatever is there inside only is there outside. So therefore, in our understanding, this inside outside itself is a little, we take it with a pinch of salt. And therefore, Sukshma Sharira is there inside, it is there outside also. Inside it is called Taijasaha, outside it is called Hiranya Garbha. We just saw that, which is Adi Daivatam. So here inside means what? Yeah. So this Adhiyajnaha is there inside as Prajnaha. It is a technical word. Prajnaha. Okay. What are the technical words we saw? Virat, Sthulam. Okay. All these are all Samashti, cosmic. Okay. Virat, Hiranya Garbha, Ishvaraha. Sthulam, Sukshmam, Karanam. Okay. All are cosmic, Samashti. Now come back to local, apna local. So this micro, this deha. Okay, what are the terms for the body, gross body? What is it called as? Gross body is called Vishwaha. Tattva Bodha. Vishwaha. Vyashti Sthula Sharirabhimani Vishwaha iti uchyate. Like that Tattva Bodhakara says. Okay. Okay, Vishwaha. So Vishwaha and Virat, you can put arrow mark. And one is Samashti, another is Vyashti. Then what about Hiranyagarbha? Inside here, Vyashti, it will be called Taijasaha. Then Karanam, Ishvaraha, Samashti, Vyashti mein kya bolte hain? Prajnaha. Prajnaha, Ishvaraha, Taijasaha, Hiranyagarbha, Vishwaha, Virat. These are all technical words. It's good to write it down and keep it so you can memorize it. Okay, Mahesh ji, go ahead. Yeah. So we are laying out the terms. We are laying out the terms for this Vyashti and Samashti. Sharira Trayam Asti. 3 types of Sharira are there. One is gross body called Sthula Shariram. Another is called Sukshma Shariram, the subtle body. And the third one is Karana Shariram, translated as causal body. Okay, we're not going to go too much more into this. We're just going to give some names for it. So in this body, the names for these things are called what? Vishwaha, gross. Taijasaha, subtle. Prajnaha, karanam, causal. Same thing, macrocosm, universal. What is it called as? Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. 6 names, got it? And so here, Adhibhutam, Virat, Adhidevam, Hiranyagarbha, and Adhiyajnaha. Adhiyajnaha is Ishvara. Referring to the Samashti, cosmic, universe. And then where is it there in the body? If you say, yeah, body is also there. Dehe, Krishna is saying. Atra dehe api asti. As prajnaha. Same prajnaha. Collect all the prajnas, that prajna will be called as Ishvaraha. So that Ishvara is there very much in this body also. Okay, that is what Krishna is saying here. Atra dehe. Atra dehe. So this Narayana word also is analyzed in a similar manner.
So, Guruji, one minute, Guruji. So, Ishvara and Adhyatnya, we are saying are the same.
Correct.
So, Samashti Karana Sharira, Maya, Shakti plus Brahma, they are identical. That, I mean, identical in the sense of this technical terminology, right?
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So a lot of words I understand. And good to listen to this once again. So now I can say we can watch the video. And so what is it? So in the between the 30th minute and the 40th minute, if you can watch this video once it's uploaded, then you'll get it. You can review your notes. Okay. So
Excuse me, Guruji, please repeat Vishwaha and Prajnaha and what?
Vishwaha, Taijasaha, Prajnaha. Vishwaha is gross, Taijasaha subtle, and Prajnaha causal. Vishwaha Sthula Shariram, Taijasaha Shukshma Shariram, Prajnaha Karana Shariram. The Shariratrayam, it's called.
Guruji, one question. So the prajna is also consciousness plus Maya, because that is the cosmic one. We said it's the consciousness plus Maya.
Same thing, yeah, exactly. The scope of one is the entire Jagat, the scope of the other is Jivaha. Local. Scope is only difference in scope, not in content. Okay.
Guruji, also this 3 are mapped to in Mandukya, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, right?
Yeah, Mandukya. Mapped to Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. But we'll not worry about it now, because that's a little more advanced. Okay, good. So, yeah, so that is good. And therefore, Adhiyajna is there very much here. Ishvara is there very much here in this body. Therefore, I shouldn't worry. Oh, I'm doing so many good things. Is Ishvara noticing me or not? Is he making note of all this? We should not forget, because he has so much work. Suppose he forgets what I do, then all the punyam and all gone. And he better look at what I'm doing. No, he doesn't have to look at it, because Ishvara is very much here in this body also. Everything is getting registered. Nothing, not as Anu escapes the eye of Ishvara. That's what they say. And so, Deha Bhritambara. So this is an address to Arjuna. One who is the greatest human being. It's good to hear all these things periodically. You are the greatest human being. Why are you the greatest? Well, of course, he was definitely a dharmic person, and not for nothing that he was considered the de facto leader of the kingdom, and nobody protested except Duryodhana and his brothers. Nobody protested, and so he is definitely Deha Britam Varam, and so Krishna is using that word along with other words like Gudakesha, etc. Okay, so now we are going to translate this.
Ekmarji, what is Deha Brutam again?
Dehabrita, the greatest of all human beings. Dehabrita, one who resides in the body. Okay. And the greatest of those who reside in bodies, which means the greatest human being. The most exalted, praiseworthy human being. Brit, Bharta. So the Lord of.
Yeah.
So,
Like that.
so Guruji, then Purusha is now Hiranyagarbha.
Correct. Purusha is Hiranyagarbha. Over. We have to-
We can't forget that.
Guruji, then bodies means then when you say it is those that one who resides in all bodies is Krishnacha, Vasudeva.
No. Dehabrita. So one who, the Lord of the body.
Lord of the body is Arjuna.
So here referring to Arjuna.
Mm.
So we all take on different bodies, and you also take on this body, taken on this body, but you're not simply a body. You are the Lord of the body, and so that greatest of the lords of all bodies. All of us are lords. All of us are owning this body. The greatest owner of all bodies.
So he is considering us just as a body, not a elated soul.
Arjuna is the greatest of all the embodied. The greatest of all embodies, the greatest of all human beings. Correct? I think Srividya has the question, no?
Yes, Guruji, please continue.
So,
He
that
is not
is-
at elated, he means.
huh?
He is not at elated to the next level. Like he is considering his body as the supreme one. Still.
So, one who is living in this body, that's all.
Okay.
One who is living in a human body is a Dehabrita. The master of this, who is the master of this body? If somebody says, I am the master of my body. That's all. You are the master of your body. So among all those masters, he is the greatest. It's a praise, a statement of praise. Okay. Somebody who is not only dharmic and somebody who is beginning to study the Shastram also, therefore also greater. Correct? Okay. So now we're going to translate this. Addressing the, okay, oh, the most exalted one among those who have a body. Okay. Okay, Ami is there. For a long time she's joined. Okay. So the most exalted one among those who have a body. Okay, comma. What is an adhibhutam is the one subject to decline. Adhibhutam is one subject to decline. And within brackets, you must say adhibhutam means what? The one that is centered on beings, that which is centered on beings. Beings, living and non-living also. Okay. So adhibhutam is the one subject to decline. And adhidevam is Hiranyagarbha. Purusha is being translated as Hiranyagarbha. Understanding that this translation is not sufficient to understand. What are these words? So what did it say? Adhibhuta is one subject to decline, and Adhidevam is Hiranyagarbha. I alone am Adhiyajnaha. Okay, I alone am Adhiyajnaha. Here in this body. I alone am Adhiyajnaha. Here in this body. So Adhiyajnaha, sometimes you see the translation, centered on rituals. Centered on rituals. So it's important how we understand these words. What you write may be whatever you want to write. Centered on rituals means, as I said, karma, action, is central to every human being, and that action is called yajna. And so that who makes these yajnas happen is adhyajna. That who makes karma possible is called adhyajna. Like that also we can understand. Okay, good. Now let's, okay, Vaidya, go ahead.
Sorry, Jaykumarji. So I guess we are going to talk a little bit more about why Adibhutam is subject to decline. Because what I would have thought was what is centered on beings is consciousness or Atma. So why is that subject to decline?
Adibhutam is subject to decline because Panchabhutani are subject to decline. Okay. So Jagat is decline. Jayati, Gachati iti Jagat. The word itself brings the meaning of declining, that which is born. And therefore Shankaracharya says Janimat, that which has the ability to be born is subject to decline. So yad drishyam tad anityam, we can quote so many things. That which is objectifiable is subject to decline. Yad drishyam tad anityam. Amazing it is. Tell me what declines if you say yad drishyam tad anityam. That which is perceptible, that which is thinkable is vyayam, anityam, declining, ksharo bhavaha. Okay. So that's the way to look at it, Vaidyaji. So that's why.
So here, so what is
center,
centered being is now it is the elements.
Yeah. So center. That's why I don't use the word the centered and all that. Can cause confusion. That's why I didn't. If you notice, the first time I translated, I did not use the word centered. Centered on means our mind goes to Atma.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
How can Atma be Ksharo Bhavaha?
Yeah.
Brahma is Aksharam Paramam. Then again, centered, if you say, we are going to the center of all beings, which is Atma. And so I can understand the confusion. That's why you take away that phrase. Okay, centered on is not a good phrase. It's only confusion.
Then how would you define Adibhutam then?
Adibhutam. Yeah, Adibhutam means Adibhutam here in this bhut, that which is the manifestation of the manifestation is Adibhutam. Manifestation is Adibhutam.
Okay.
That which is manifested from the Panchabhutas is Adibhutam.
Oh, that's a good way. Okay.
So therefore, because everything is resting on Panchabhuta, you shouldn't go all the way down to Atma. You should stop with Panchabhuta. Okay.
We not call it gross then. Is it not?
It's grass. It's grass. It is grass. Correct. Why doesn't it include subtle? Subtle also is Mithya only. Subtle is not Satyam. Subtle is Mithya also. It doesn't include subtle because another word is there, Adi Daivam.
Devam. That
is
is
word for subtle. Therefore, we should not include subtle in Adibhutam. Correct. Otherwise, Panchabhutam can be both Sukshma and Sthula. Correct.
Right.
Tattva. Yeah.
Right.
Whole world is this is Nashvara, that is Adibhuta.
Repeat your question.
Maya. Is Maya in the whole world, they are all perishable, or Nashvara, and then qualifies to be Adibhuta?
Yeah. So the creation of Maya is Adibhutam. Maya herself is part of Ishvara. Brahma plus Maya is Ishvara. When Maya manifests as the creation, then that is Ksharo Bhavaha, Adibhutam. But But Maya is not Charo Bhavaha. Maya doesn't die. She is always there for us. And so she combines with Brahma and then Ishvara. Brahma plus Maya is equal to Ishvara. Ishvara cannot be there without Maya. Okay, that's the way to understand. That is why that Adi Yajnaha has come. Adi Yajnaha, Maya.
Guruji,
And so that is the way to understand this.
Guruji, I had a question. Meera here.
Yeah, Meera.
All this Adhi Yajnaha, Adhi Bhutaha, Adhi Daivaha, everything is for animals also it is applicable. Then what is that which is not there? Because everything includes in these three things. What is that which is absent, which makes us different from animals? Because consciousness also is there, no, in Ishvara.
So your question is, what is absent in animals that is present in humans that makes the difference between the two? Correct?
Yes.
That is the question. Okay, who wants to answer this question?
The free will. Animals doesn't have the free will.
Okay, free will, that's an answer. What else? Any other answers?
So
Intellect.
My question,
Intellect.
Guruji,
Huh?
my question was,
Huh?
in Adhibhutam, all the Panchabhutas, their attributes, everything is included. And in Adhidaivam, all the devatas for subtle. So subtle functions are included. Ishvara covers the consciousness and Maya, manifestation and unmanifested. So what is that which is absent? Because I see even animals are made up of all these things, right?
Absolutely. This does not exclude animals or plants. Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam, and Adhiyajnam does not exclude anything.
Yeah. So
Does not exclude anything.
even the Kartrutvam is it's included in this, right?
Kartrutvam is included in that. It just so happens that animals don't have Kartrutvam. But next Janma, they're going to have it. They're going to have it in the next Janma, sooner or
it's
later.
not manifesting in animals.
Huh?
Kartrutvam is not manifesting in animals.
And plants, correct.
Okay.
Not there right now. This Janma, I am not a scientist. Next Janma, I can become a scientist. We don't know.
Okay.
This Janma, I am wealthy. Next Janma, I am a refugee somewhere. It's possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So, therefore, it does not exclude anything, correct? That's clear. Okay. So, okay, go ahead and remain unmuted then. Antakale cha mameva.
Antakale cha mameva.
Smaran muktva kalevaram.
Smaran muktva kalevaram.
Yah prayati samadbhavam.
Yah prayati samadbhavam.
Yati nastyatra samshayah.
Yati nastyatra samshayah.
Antakale cha mameva.
Antakale cha mameva.
Smaran muktva kalevaram.
Smaran muktva kalevaram.
Yah prayati samadbhavam.
Yah prayati samadbhavam.
Yati nastyatra samshayah.
Yati nastyatra samshayah.
Yeah. So you have about 3 or 4 minutes left. So now this shloka addresses what is the 7th question of Arjuna, correct? 6 questions covered. Brahma, Adhyatmam, Karma, Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam, Adhiyajna. 6 covered, 7. Antakale. The rest of the chapter, Antakale only. Vaidyaji was asking, are you going to explain Adhibhutam some more and Adhiyajna some more and all that? The some more is not going to happen in this chapter, okay? Antakale, that's it. From this 5 to verse number 28 or 29, this chapter ends. All the 23 or 24 verses is going to be about this Ishvara Upasana. Ishvara Upasana. And Antakale is there, by the way, but Ishvara Upasana, Dhyana, Ishvara Dhyana. That is the topic of the remaining verses here. And Ishvara Dhyanam is very important because our mindset is focused on ourselves alone. This, and I am eking out a living. I am trying to survive here. And so the survival mode just keeps me just trapped in this mindset, Vyashti mindset. And so when am I going to appreciate this Mahavakyam? And for that Mahavakyam appreciation, at least I must be able to imagine the whole. I must be able to think of the whole. I must be able to think of all the magnificent things that are happening. And Ishvara Tattvam has to be imagined. And Dhyanam. Therefore, Ishvara Dhyanam becomes important. And everything being Ishvara for us is very easy. Everything is Ishvara. You can imagine Ishvara you can look at a leaf shaking and then you can close your eyes and imagine the leaf shaking. And you can say Ishvara Niyama there. You can see Ishvara right there. Why? Because there are the laws of the movement of the wind, and then how it shakes the tree, and how one leaf in a shakes in that tree. Everything is part of a law. That law is Bhagavan. And the leaf also is Bhagavan. Why? Because leaf is Mithya, Bhagavan is Satyam. And that Satyam is common for all. The entire universe, every leaf, same Satyam. Me also, same Satyam. Therefore, the Ishvara Dhyanam becomes easy. But I need a form. So initially I start with Ishta Devata. Correct? Ishta Devata. And so because Krishna is my Ishta Devata, Dakshinamurti is my Ishta Devata, Lalita is my Ishta Devata. Like this, we have Ishta Devatas. And so focus on Ishta Devata. So Saguna Brahma Dhyanam. Saguna Brahma Upasanam is what is being talked about. Okay. And then we also have Nirguna Brahma Vicharaha. Not so much Upasanam. Nirguna Brahma Upasana means I have to think of Nirgunam. That statement is wrong because you can't think of Nirgunam. Why? Because I am that Nirgunam Brahma. I cannot think of Nirgunam Brahma. Therefore, Saguna Brahma Upasanam eva. But then two types of Saguna Brahma Upasanam. One is what? Sakama Saguna Brahma Upasanam. The other will be Nishkama Saguna Brahma Upasana. Okay. This is what we're going to talk about in the next class. Okay. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yam Kshobarahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you.